Code is power. In the 21st century, lines of code can carry more weight than entire armies. Algorithms decide what news we see, what stocks move, and even who gets hired. When one company's AI can shift markets or elections, it becomes clear. Power is no longer just political, it's computational. During the 2016 US election, data-driven strategies by firms like Cambridge Analytica showcased how code could tilt national debates.
How is this different?
They're operating on a much higher level in terms of sort of weaponizing the data that they collect, using it in this really efficient way that is it's not about getting you to buy something. It's about getting you to potentially change your vote or stay home and not vote or vote based on an issue that you maybe didn't realize you cared so much about.
Suddenly, engineers weren't just fixing bugs, they were influencing democracy. If Sun Tzu wrote The Art of War today, the first line might read, "Know your enemy's algorithm." The rise of technocrats. Are they becoming the new masters of the world? Throughout history, power has shifted from kings to parliaments, from generals to corporations. But today, a new kind of ruler is emerging, not with armies or crowns, but with algorithms, patents, and code. These are the technocrats, engineers, scientists, and technology leaders who wield influence in ways governments struggle to contain. Traditional billionaires built fortunes on oil, steel, or finance. Today's richest, like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Mark Zuckerberg, engineer global ecosystems. From electric cars to private rockets to social networks that shape culture. They don't just sell products, they design futures. Musk can tweet and shift Tesla's valuation by billions, while Bezos launched Blue Origin to compete with NASA's Legacy. These aren't just businessmen, they're technocrats rewriting national ambitions. Imagine medieval kings watching peasants invent private castles taller than theirs. That's how governments feel watching tech billionaires build rockets. Is data the new oil? Once, whoever controlled oil pipelines controlled the world. Now, whoever controls data streams does. Facebook, Google, and Tencent hold more intimate knowledge about people than most governments ever dreamed of. In 2021, Apple's privacy update shook advertisers globally, proving one software tweak could shift billions in revenue. Governments scrambled to react, often too late. It's as if oil barons discovered a well that also predicted your mood swings and future purchases, only scarier because it's invisible. Technocrats increasingly use AI not just to predict human behavior, but to regulate it. Recommendation engines govern what billions consume daily, effectively acting as unelected bureaucrats. In China, the social credit system ties algorithms to real-life privileges, blending governance with machine oversight. The line between state power and tech power blurs. It's one thing when an algorithm recommends cat videos. It's another when it decides if you can buy a train ticket. Nations once defended borders with armies. Now they defend them with firewalls and regulations. The EU's GDPR is an attempt to reassert sovereignty against American tech giants. But tech companies often outmaneuver regulators. TikTok, for instance, faced bans and hearings worldwide, yet remains wildly popular. It's like governments are playing chess, while technocrats are playing 5D holographic chess with quantum pieces. During COVID, governments relied heavily on big tech for solutions. Zoom for communication, Amazon for logistics, Google and Apple for contact tracing. It was a quiet but dramatic shift in authority. In countries like Singapore, health apps governed movement and access to public spaces, making app developers as powerful as lawmakers. The pandemic didn't just test hospitals. It tested who really holds the keys to society's functioning, and tech firms often had spares. Once, space was a contest between superpowers. Today, it's between NASA and Elon Musk. Private companies now launch satellites, plan Mars missions, and dream of asteroid mining. Starlink satellites, launched by SpaceX, already provide internet beyond government control, with military implications. Ukraine's use of Starlink in wartime underlines the geopolitical stakes. It's as if Jules Verne novels stopped being fiction and started being corporate business plans. Some technocrats don't stay in labs, they enter politics. Italy once had Mario Monti, a technocrat prime minister. In the US, former Google execs became advisors to presidents. But when unelected experts rule, democratic legitimacy comes into question. Are they chosen for wisdom or for algorithms that worked in the market? The world might be getting closer to electing its first prime minister algorithm. Cue the campaign slogan, "Vote too literally." Technocrats birthed Bitcoin as a rebellion against central banks. Now, entire nations, like El Salvador, adopt it as legal tender. Suddenly, programmers shape monetary policy once reserved for treasuries. Governments scramble to regulate cryptocurrencies, but every restriction spawns new decentralized workarounds. It's a cat-and-mouse game coded in blockchain. If money makes the world go round, crypto makes it spin like a fidget spinner in a hacker's hand. Traditional education lumbers along, while online platforms like Khan Academy, Coursera, or Duolingo educate millions with adaptive tech. During the pandemic, teachers worldwide leaned on tools designed not by ministries of education, but by software engineers. Technocrats may not only rule economies, they may rule minds, one quiz algorithm at a time. Imagine if Socrates had owned a startup. He'd probably call it KnowThyself.ai. Authoritarian states increasingly lean on technocrats to consolidate power. From Russia's cyber teams to China's AI surveillance, experts craft digital walls higher than the Berlin Wall ever was. Citizens can be silenced by a simple platform ban, often with less oversight than a courtroom. In some places, the techno in technocracy feels less like innovation and more like a remix of Orwell's greatest hits. Tech giants often operate across 100+ countries, forcing governments to negotiate on their terms. Tax disputes with Apple in Ireland showed how difficult it is to rein in global firms. Companies hire armies of lawyers to delay, appeal, or outmaneuver national laws. It's as if governments are trying to fence in a dragon with chicken wire. Not all technocrats are empire builders. Climate tech leaders push carbon capture, renewable energy grids, and geoengineering. They may decide how humanity confronts climate change. Bill Gates' investments in sun-dimming technology sparked debate. Should billionaires decide Earth's thermostat? When your weather app someday says, "Today, partly cloudy," courtesy of Microsoft. Don't say I didn't warn you. TikTok, YouTube, and Netflix shape global culture more than most ministries of culture ever dreamed. Technocrats running algorithms decide which dances, songs, or films go viral. Even governments sometimes join trends, hoping for relevance. When world leaders post TikToks, it's clear who really sets the stage. If Shakespeare were alive today, he'd probably try to write a sonnet short enough for TikTok's algorithm to like. The final question: can governments reassert control? They try through antitrust cases, regulations, and digital taxes. Yet technocrats adapt faster, often outpacing legislation. Still, history shows that no empire lasts forever, not even digital ones. The balance between democracy and technocracy is still unfolding. In the end, maybe governments won't defeat technocrats. Maybe they'll just start hiring them, like drafting Jedi to the Senate. Technocrats are no longer just behind the curtain. They're often on center stage, shaping how we live, work, and even think. Whether they become humanity's greatest innovators or its quiet overlords remains to be seen. What's clear is that the power balance is shifting in ways we can't ignore. If you want to stay ahead of the algorithms shaping your world, subscribe for more deep dives into the future of power.